Hi, I'm Chris. I live in Silver Spring, Maryland. I just got finished doing the ecological footprint survey. Results I get back were, if everybody was living like me, it was about 3 Earths, about 5.2 hectares, and a carbon footprint about 8.8 tons of CO2 a year. This wasn't too surprising. I knew it was going to be above one just because of where we live, but it did some of the things that did surprise me was the two categories that were the largest, and for me it was food and shelter. Um, Shelter being the number one, food actually being closely behind that. Um, that being said, this actually took the survey twice. And the first time the numbers came back much significantly higher, especially on the food side. Um, Pushing the number of Earths to roughly about just over five. What I realized in the second time through was that I was able to dig into exactly what I was consuming, um, and as far as the relationship between my consumption level and ecological footprint, it highlighted the fact that while the more I consumed, the higher my footprint became, but the there was a significant correlation between exactly what I was consuming. The more I was eating a lot more chicken than beef, and by doing that, it had a big effect on the final numbers at the end. Obviously, if the plant-based alternatives would be making even more significant improvement on that number. Um, as far as the shelter category, the a lot of what I would need to do in order to improve that number would require a significant investment. A lot of what I have already is everything in the house is LED. So I'm looking more at new HVAC systems, equipment, stuff like that, installation, and these things all cost pretty not cheap to kind of do um, in a renovation. Um, Also, on top of that, it was the generation mix from where I live is something that I really don't have a whole lot of control over, at least not in a very quick fashion. Maryland's generation primarily is mostly nuclear, and they only really have about 7% of renewable energy in their portfolio at this point. Um, so, as far as an ecological standpoint, that has a big effect on the overall final numbers. One of the things I did learn kind of through this process was that, in order to kind of become more sustainable, I'm going to have to really look at what I'm doing on a day to day basis and how I'm consuming things, and seeing if there's any alternatives I can use to make some changes.